Welcome back. I'm Troy Hayden, live in Malibu, California. We are standing right on the edge of the famous PCH, Highway 1, Pacific Coast Highway here. Only right now, firefighters, utility workers, law enforcement, and media can use this highway. So basically it is shut down except for emergency personnel, and it is quite busy even with just them on it. Over here, now this is looking east, this is looking inland. This is the cliff that comes down to the ocean, and you can see that entire cliff is blackened. The Santa Ana winds pushing this fire down this cliff, across the PCH, and into these beautiful homes on Malibu, right on the beach. Those homes now, as you can see, have been burned right down into the sand. Now, there are a lot of fire crews from all over the Southwest here helping with this fire, including crews from Phoenix Fire. 2 task forces are already working the Eaton fire, and that is over east of here, a little bit more inland. And one of them is a Task Force 1, the search and rescue team, Tram. And you know what they do? They come in, they search for victims. And unfortunately, it's not something we want to talk about here. We talk about all the evacuations, 180,000 people, 5 deaths. And it seems miraculous almost that we've only had 5 deaths with how fast these fires were. So these teams will be going through some of these burned out homes and looking for possibly more victims. The other thing you don't want to talk about, but we are talking about it today, is looting. The DA was on this morning talking about the fact that they had arrested 20 different looters going into some of these homes that have been evacuated, stealing things, and he said it will not be tolerated. People taking advantage of an awful situation.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because, yes, 20 people being arrested on suspicion of looting during the evacuations. And in fact, LAPD sending even more patrol up into these areas, especially with the Hollywood fire, you know, to make sure, and we just saw a cruiser there, to make sure that there are no more looters involved. Are you hearing any more of what police are doing?
No, but I mean, as you were just talking, I probably watched about 20 different police, cruisers come through here. I don't know where they're moving to, but they were going somewhere in a hurry. It's not easy to get into where we are right now. We have to show our credentials. Even residents trying to get back in here, Tram, can't get back in here. I think one of the main reasons, of course, is safety. There's all sorts of hazards here. But I think the number 2 reason is they don't want people coming into homes that are still standing, and there are quite a few of them, and trying to, steal things, basically, break in, do things they shouldn't be doing. So obviously I would imagine this entire community is going to look really down on those people, and they probably will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Troy, thanks. I know you're going to have more coming up in the hour. And right now, defense attorney Hector Diaz is back again with another legal deep dive. Hector, we talked about these looters. It is crazy to think that, during times of tragedy, people taking advantage of those who have lost everything. So, I mean, what kind of punishment could these looters face?
The most severe. The most severe. I think if you're out there, the DA has already made, send the message that if you're going to take advantage of people during an emergency, a state emergency like this, so severe, you'd better plan on getting the maximum punishment. I think it's 3 years of felony, 3 years of prison. And I don't think a judge will blink twice in terms of, if you're caught committing theft or burglary of a home that was in this evacuation zone.
Right.
And it's just incredible that people are doing this.
Yeah, no kidding. And rightfully so. A felony, that's really serious.
It is, yeah.
Speaking of the evacuations, it was interesting. The LA County Sheriff, Robert Luna, he also said that when there is an evacuation order, if you remain in the area, you're guilty of a misdemeanor. I was not aware of that. We always hear, when there is a natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, wildfire, you got to get out. When they say evacuate, you need to get out. And if you don't, you risk, basically crews not going in to help you. But the fact that if you choose to say this could be a misdemeanor?
Right. And the rationale is that, you're there, and let's say now they got to come and render aid to get you out. They could be exposing other firefighters to harm.
Right. Which is why they say, you know what, don't count on them to come save you.
One of the issues that I think, we're going to hear more about in the coming days is that you have a lot of real social media influencers that are going in, taking pictures, they're storm chasers, and that's a real issue because they're in areas that are, under evacuation
Right.
and are doing this. posting it up to their Instagram or their Facebook. And I think we're going to see some fallout here because they've had, in some situations, firefighters that have gone in to rescue these, these individuals.
Yeah.
And so I understand. I understand the statute does require that it's willful, that you're willfully staying there. There might be some exceptions where somebody's there trying to save some pets or trying to save, get some mementos out. Again, listen, if you're in those zones, you got to get out.
Right.
But there's always exceptions in this situation.
All right. Hector, thank you.